right. Well, supposedly we are live streaming, so welcome, 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 each and every one of you. It is Saturday, November 4th. Wow, only 2 more months left in the year, and 2 more months to do a lot to make 2024 a better year. How's that? Okay, so welcome to the Ask Me Anything with Robert Hollis. It's noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and whatever time it is you happen to be watching where you are right now, because that's what time it is. There we are. A couple of quick things before we get started. Got to give it up to our subscribers. Thank you so much. They are growing each and every day. And thank you because it's your help that brings us more subscribers. We're now counting at 6,264 subscribers. On our way to more and more. And we could not have done it without each and every one of you watching our video today. Thank you very much. And if you have not clicked the subscriber button and you're new to our channel, right down below, click on that subscribe button and then click on the bell icon so you get notified each and every time that we have a video. And we have a lot of them that come out. The other thing too is right next to that is a join button. Click on the join button if you want to join us and become part of our inner circle where we go more into depth. Robert will work with you more one-on-one than he will here with the Ask Me Anythings. So become part of that by going to roberthollis.com/join or clicking on the button down below here, the join button. And again, for those of you who would like to ask Robert a question personally, okay, we do offer that option. There's several ways. One is you type your question into the chats. Whether you're on Zoom or on YouTube, type your question in the chats. We will ask it on your behalf. If you want to ask Robert personally, you can do that. That's the whole idea behind Ask Me Anything, is if you're in Zoom, and you have to be in Zoom to do this, you click on, you put your cursor in the middle of the screen where you see my face. On the bottom, you'll see a bunch of buttons. There should either be a reactions button if you have it there. Click on that and click on raise hand. Or if it's not there, click on the more button. It's got 3 dots. Then click on reactions and then click raise hand. Your hand will go up. We will call on you and let you speak with Robert personally one-on-one. And lastly, we love to give little phrases, little memes, quotes that come up every now and then as we get started with our Ask Me Anything. And today, I found this one, which I hope you like, because it really is a great way to start off November. The last chapter of your life has not been written, yet you hold the pen. Write the story you want to read in the end. Something to think about.
Nice, nice.
And now it's time. Ladies and gentlemen, the gentleman I'm about to introduce with our Ask Me Anything, he is a dear friend. He has helped 67 people become millionaires as of this date, and he is here to answer your questions. Let's give it up for our GPS to success, our friend, our dear mentor, Mr. Robert Hollis.
Hostess with the mostest. Thank you, Craig, so much. I love and appreciate you. Always make me feel good. I pray that each and every one of you one day has someone like Craig. They're probably not going to be as good as Craig, but someone like Craig that introduces you. That is so awesome. So love and appreciate you all. And thanks to Matt for always running the background stuff. I really appreciate that. And yeah, for an opening statement, you know, it was amazing. I got onto Dr. Dana McGrady asked me to jump on a Super Saturday that they did. I had a lot of people on that. And, you know, the theme that I think was incredible is that, you know, if you just really, you know, have excitement and enthusiasm, just a lot of energy. It's like the people that seem to do good in life are the people that are always, you know, optimistic and excited about what's happening. When other people seem to be, a majority of the people just seem to be like, yeah, I'm not going to be that excited person. I'm just going to be that monotone person. And I hope that I attract some excited people. And, it always comes down to, my mentor used to tell me, Robert, before you talk on the phone with everyone, if you can't get excited, at least run around your house a couple of times so that you're out of breath, so people think that you're excited. But it was very early in my career where I realized that, people that had a couple of degrees more temperature, there used to be a video, I'm sure we could find it, but it was like, water doesn't boil at 211. It boils at 212. And there used to be this whole thing around, if you're 1 degree, 1 degree warmer than everybody else, that things just seem to go well for you. But that's just like anything else. Would you guys agree? If you guys knew me 37 years ago, I wasn't that guy. You know what I mean? But I was tired of being depressed and unhappy, broke, struggling, no friends. Everything in my life was not going the right direction when I found this industry. So when my mentor said to me, the number one thing you got to do, Robert, is you got to get excited. And I was like, I don't know. And he says, listen, what if I endorse this $62,000 check over to you? And it was funny because I could mentally in my mind find a place where I could be more excited than I was. So that just all takes imagination. So that's just my opening statement for today. I love and appreciate you guys for getting on here. And Craig, I'm going to turn it over to you and let's get some answers to some questions, hopefully.
Yes, and we've already got people lined up. Looks like I've got James Saunders, Jody Falcon, Coach Bob, and Lisa Marie Cook. So far, we're going to go in that order. So, James Saunders, go ahead, please. Open up and share with us. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Craig.
Hi,
Magnificent.
James.
And thank you, Robert. You're magnificent.
You're magnificent. How are you today, my friend?
Well, I'm better than... oh, if I was any better, I'd be you.
Yes, you would.
But I only have one simple question.
Sure.
The people that we bring on, we enroll them for free, and we go through the free account, and they enroll for free. It's all wonderful, right?
Yep.
And they're duplicating what we have taught them, right? That's what they're supposed to do, right?
Yep.
But for some reason, only they know, only God knows, they're not having the success that they're looking for. What do we say to such people who we enroll for free, and they're of the employee mentality, obviously?
Sure.
Work for dollars for hours. You work, you get paid. They don't understand that in this business, you might work, and then you get paid. And then you work, and get paid, and then you work, get paid, and then you don't do anything, and you get paid.
Right.
What do we say to them to get their mind right?
The only thing that you can do to motivate people is, in my opinion, is getting them to dream through the theoretical example. You got to find a way to get them excited about getting their first payday, getting into profit, and eventually getting a rank advance. And if you don't paint that picture for them, and James, think about this, when you decided to join the military, would you say the people that told you about the military was really good at selling you the dream?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many people in the world join the military? I mean, that's got to be a small number.
It's small. They're not big. Only the Marine Corps. They talk about we got it. We we're going
Yeah,
to send you to the mess.
isn't it? Yeah, any kind of recruiting video, if you guys think about that, think about the recruiting videos that the military uses and the words that they say. You know what I mean? It's like, so if less than 0.5% of the people in the world join the military, what made people join the military? I think all of you wouldn't have to be a marketing expert and you would know right away. Would you say that a majority of the people that get involved in the military might have a family member that was in the military prior to them?
Yeah.
Okay, so now that's the success thing. You become who you hang around. See what I mean? So there's some people that go to college only because their relatives and their other people went to college. So then, that the be proud, be strong, be a Marine. You know what I mean? It's like they have these callings and these sayings that they're doing the same thing that we're doing. Do you feel like you're not like everybody else? Do you feel like you're lost? You don't have any purpose? You don't have any meaning? Come join the military. We'll give you a purpose. We'll give you a mission. We'll give you a calling. We'll give you a family. And it's like that's the only way that I know how to motivate people. James, is it doesn't make a difference how many time you have to show the plan, because you always see how fast people lose their vision. For a lack of vision, people perish, right? And so there's these people that always go, Robert, is there any way you can give me another game plan? Robert, is there only can I get a minute of your time? I just need a game plan. So the majority of the people that reach out to me are trying to find a way to motivate themselves. They already know what to do. They just don't know how to motivate themselves. And the only way to motivate yourself is by getting into a dream, getting into a daydream and envision. So like the 5,000 video that I have, you gotta mentally in your mind teach people how to be able to do that plan. Now, does that mean that if you go through that plan and ask them what they would do with their first paycheck, what would they do with their first profits, what would they do with their, their first rank advancement, and they tell you what they would do with that money, and you ask them how they feel, does that mean that they're going to forget it? Oh yeah, most of us forget it before the day ends. So that's why when I do a theoretical with somebody or a game plan with somebody, I actually record it. And when I record it, I'll send it to them. And then when they seem to, then I get to go back and find out exactly what happens. And Randy asked here, who motivates the motivator? The most successful people in the world are self-motivated. They are always, Randy, they are always dreaming and setting up the bar, setting the standard for their level of living. They're always setting new standards on their own deal. It's like, one day I said, wouldn't it be cool to help some orphans? And then it was like, wouldn't it be cool to help 100? Wouldn't it be neat to find someone that got a little bigger vision than that and they wanted to help 1,000? Then I found Matthew and Angel and they want to help 25,000. So now what you do is you start finding a bigger way to dream. And for people that are listening to this video, if you don't know how to motivate yourself, you just frickin' do not know how to dream. You don't know how to dream. So
Robert,
that's imagination and it's practicing.
Robert.
Yep.
I have a quick statement.
Okay.
Very quick. For Jerome Marshall and Dennis Allen, my guys, if you turn your phone horizontal, like you did, Jerome, but a few minutes ago, you'll be full screen. You won't have this little picture in front of you, okay? Turn your phone horizontal and you'll be full screen like Robert Hollis and myself. I don't know why I had to say that because it drives me batty. I can't stand it.
James, what if that didn't bother you?
If it didn't bother me, it would be perfect. I will say, I wish I could say that it doesn't bother me. For weeks.
Yeah, just say it. Just say it.
For weeks, I haven't said it. But you know, I've been looking at these faces for weeks, and I see some screens are full screen, and then I see some screens are not full screen. And I ask myself, because sometimes, you know, military taught me this. Sometimes you got to say to yourself, self, what would I say to myself to make me change my phone so that I would be full screen instead of a third of the screen? What could I say?
Well, James, the day that I figured out that I was weird was the day I didn't expect anybody to do the things that I do.
True.
And can you imagine if everyone that watched this video live or recorded did what I did every week? I would be talking to a bunch of millionaires.
Well, you are, but you'd be really talking to a bunch of millionaires.
So, James, I love and appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you. Thanks for sharing that with me, Robert. I appreciate you.
And I think
that
I love you, man.
It'll benefit others too.
Thank you.
James, thank you so very much. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. That's that thumbs up, just to let you know. It helps us with our algorithms, and it helps get the word out to everybody that is watching. And we do appreciate each and every one of you. We've got several people with their hands raised, so we are going to continue to move forward. Jody Falcon has her hand up. Yes, there she is with her Ascend shirt on.
Whoop, whoop.
Gee, I wonder where she went over the last weekend.
Yeah.
Jody, please unmute and share with us.
Oh, we can't hear you, Jody.
Yeah.
And it does say that you're unmuted, so it's got to be a speaker on your side.
Jody, there's a mute button on the lower right. Click the up arrow and then click on where it says microphone and make sure that it's the one that you're using. Otherwise, you may have to go out and come back in and we'll still call on you. Just let's see if that works.
No.
It's hard to hear what you're saying. So, okay, why don't you go ahead, log out, log back in, and that might correct it. And then we'll go on and we will catch you on the flip side. How's that?
Got it.
All right. Excellent. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. All right. Instead, then let's move on to Coach Bob. Let's see. Did we lose you? Okay, we may have lost him too. Oh, this is good. All right, we'll come back to Coach Bob. That means Lisa Marie is up next. Boy, that was a real quick get through.
Yeah.
So, all right, Lisa Marie, there is your unmute. Please open up and share with us.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. I'm still waiting for mine to get into the meeting. That's what I was going to do, was introduce somebody. But I can still go ahead and introduce him and he can join, he can watch the replay just so we don't hold everybody else up.
Okay.
Right? Or unless Tom is ready to go right away, Mary's back. I don't know. Yeah, up to you.
Okay, raise your hand again when you know they're on, Lisa.
Okay, because he's trying to get the ID in right now. So could I just take a moment?
Yeah, come on back, raise your
Okay.
hand again, and then we will go ahead and
Okay.
bring you back on board. All right.
I'm so
And you
sorry.
said
Thank you.
you said his name was Heidi?
Oni ID. Babatunde Alexandros Oni ID. There
There you
it is.
go. Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
Love you, Lisa.
We'll get back to Lisa. And now, Jody, do you think you have it all worked out? All right, let's give it a shot. Go ahead. There's your unmute signal and chat.
Good, good.
Ah, we got you.
Bye.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. So let me just start most recently. A couple of wins. Luna, when I adopted her in January, was 122 pounds. She is now down to 104.
Oh,
Yeah, right. And we just started walking like 10 days ago because the weather finally got cooler. But anyway, she does have a medical condition right now, a really ugly growth. So healing hands, everybody, please, because in 14 days, we find out if we need surgery. Thank you. Thank you. Robert, I just have to tell you, I got so much pleasure at the convention, just watching how much fun you and Terry have together, how much you guys like each other. Wow. One of the most profound moments I've ever had in my life occurred. It's break on Sunday. Break is almost over. And of course, the line to go see Jenna and get pictures with her was, all over the place. So my strategy was wait till like 5 minutes left, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm walking over to the table. Is that her bodyguard, that real tall guy?
Rack. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so everybody's walking away from the table and I'm walking up and he comes and stands in front of me and says, time is over, time is up, whatever. Do you know what Jenna Zweigel said?
What?
She looked at me and she says, but that's Mary Martyr. I have to get a picture with her. She takes me, holds my arms, and she says to me, take care of you because you're very special to me.
Ah.
Who in their right freaking mind would leave this company? One of the most influential, wealthiest, powerful women in the world stopped dead in her tracks. And.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
tell you right now, when I say, people ask me how I'm doing and I say blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. It was because you took the time, Jody, to go out and say, because you're very special to me. You go the extra mile, and because you go the extra mile, you get the repercussions or the harvest of people willing to go the extra mile for you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. And the reason I say that, not just in the virtual world, but in the real world too, whether it's at the grocery store or wherever,
Brilliant.
is because I want every single person to think about taking care of themselves. What if all 8 billion of us on the blue marble took care of ourselves? What if each of us heard the words, you're special to me?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. But anyway, I have 2 questions.
Sure.
So the first one is, and whoa, James, thank you so much for your question. The first one is, I have had for 3 months now, an affiliate from Ghana.
Okay.
And from what I can gather, he is extremely poor. His grandfather, 87 years old, can't walk and hardly move, gave him a couple acres of the farm.
Got it.
So he's trying to farm. Okay. In Ghana, the government owns the internet. So he can't watch any videos because he can't. Okay, thank you. I'm glad I see that. He says he can't watch videos because he can't afford to pay for more internet access. Please send me money. He has asked me for money 3 times.
Right.
Just yesterday, he wanted me to send him money so he could buy hemp seed. So I'm not real comfortable with that because I said to him, and what I did, I systematically audio, video on WhatsApp, not Facebook, okay, walked him through the simple steps, etc., etc., etc. Okay. And I would say to him, okay, do this today. Get back to me after you've done it, 10 times, whatever. Never gets back to me. Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Gotcha.
No, I get put in so many different, because that's what I say to people is put people in group chats with me. And you guys get to see how I react to people. So I always tell people there's only 2 groups of people that find a way and people that make excuses. And so I just ask them straight out, I know there's people that live in your village, your city, your country. That's why, the science of getting rich is so powerful because it makes you realize that are you really honestly telling me there's no one from your small village that's ever made money or made a difference or made an impact for your people? No, no, I know there are some people. You just choose not to be those people.
Right.
Got
it.
And so when people tell me, my response is always, I only give money to children. And I have a designated charity that I give that to. That's a calling for me. And I said, I'll teach you how to fish, but I'm not going to give you a fish.
And those are the words I've actually said to him several times.
Yep.
I'm going to teach you how to fish, and you will become a great fisherman if you do exactly as I say. All right.
If they don't listen, move on. Just move on. It's funny because a lot of them will still stay in a chat with me and still say, how you doing? Or hi, like every day. And I just, you gotta focus. You gotta focus on finding the people that are ready to change their lives.
Exactly.
That's it. So a majority of people go through habits, and those habits are, you don't understand how bad my life is, and that's why I can't move forward. Right.
Yeah.
And so if you say that all the time, then, I believe I've run into quite a few people, not only in Nigeria, but in the United States and all over the world, where their habit is begging.
Yes.
Their habit is begging.
It's that victim mentality.
Yeah. And guess what? They sort just like we do.
That's good.
Yeah. People that are scammers and people that are beggars, they have learned their own skill of sorting.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you. And I have one more quick question. So maybe a month ago in messaging you and I back and forth, I mentioned about the theater arts production group here in Palm Beach County. It's a nonprofit, and they give acting lessons to, kids from 2 years old up to 97 years old, and they put on beautiful productions. Well, the director has now become an affiliate, and they want to use My Daily Choice, as a vehicle for fundraising. So I was asked to be on their board. It appears that only Sunday evenings, about 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern time, is the only time most of the board members can get together. Do you see a Sunday coming up soon that you would have 30 to 40 minutes to spend with us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the near future, a Sunday for about 30, 40 minutes,
No problem.
just throw out your suggestions on fundraising.
Yeah. All I can do is share with them some other fundraisers that we've done that's been extremely successful, over 37 years, only because I always like finding out what's best for them. So absolutely.
Perfect.
You bet.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Love you. And thank you for sharing that story about Jenna. It's
Isn't that amazing?
Jenna and Josh have shown the Hollis family so much love and gratitude and just overabundance of giving. They're just amazing human people and human doings.
Human doings. Yes.
I
for
love you,
sure.
Jody.
Love you too, everybody. Thank you, Robert.
You bet.
Jody, thank you so very much. Appreciate that. Okay, Coach Bob, I know you kind of left us and came back, but I'm going in the order that was original. So are you ready? Let's go ahead and do it. There's your unmute. Please share with us.
Thanks. Sorry, Tom. Hi, Robert. Craig and Matt, how's it going? You did a great job today in that webinar. I think that Hannah was phenomenal. Hey, what she went through. I'd like to see if we could get that video. I'd like to show it to some of my people, but
I reached out and asked if they recorded it and where the link is, and I don't know where it is. So if anybody here knows where to find their recording, I know they said they were streaming it live on Facebook, so I don't know if they had it in their group or something, maybe. Okay, yeah, because that was a really good meeting. I think that would be worth sharing. Yep. So my question goes to your book that you wrote. Okay. How's that working for you? And you can get it free on roberthollis.com. /free.
Yeah, huh?
/free.
Yeah. Yeah. Give you a little whatever promotion there. So when you were writing it with Max, was that like all your ideas in there, or did he add some? And then what did you all do? Did you come out with a layout for it and then give it to him? I'm just curious how that all kind of worked out. Yeah, when you think about what AI does today, that is amazing. So right. The quick story, I don't know if it's in the book. The quick story is I'm really good at doing theoreticals to find what people's biggest dreams are. Because if I can get you to find your purpose, your passion, your whatever you are doing, I can get you to walk through a wall. And so I got Max to admit to me that his biggest thing was to be an author, that he wanted to be a well-known author. And so I pushed him so hard on that, Bob, that he came up with this concept. It was pretty funny that he was going to prove to everybody that, he worked for the airlines forever. And so Max wanted to prove to people that he could go from airport to airport to airport, talking to other people that were involved in the airlines, and basically just travel the whole entire world for hardly no money. And he knew he had to work on his communication skills and stuff like that. So his idea for the book was to travel the world to all the places that he wanted to go, and then basically write a book on how he did it with traveled the world or went to, 60 countries for $125 or whatever. That right. was the grandiose idea that he had. And he was in Peru, I believe, and Machu Picchu up there, you know what I mean, where the stuff is. And he basically was just surrendering and saying, I put this idea together. If I was going to write a book about anything, what would be a subject that I know? And immediately he said that it just said to him, write Robert Hollis's story. So when he came back, all we did is he came and stayed at our house. He's been a friend of the family's for a long, long time. And he just interviewed me. I think it was over 50 hours of recording. And he just kept asking me questions that got me
to sort of mastermind, where two or more, people are together, there's a third mind. And so it was just me dumping out all that information. But once I dumped all that information on him, then what he did is he wrote it out. And then he actually reached out to somebody that knew how to structure everything he recorded that I did in the hero's journey. So, there's people that are just a little smarter than the average bear that, you've ever heard this phrase, Bob, that, man, I opened up your book and I started reading it and I couldn't put it down.
Right.
Yeah. That was the thing that they wanted to accomplish with my book. And then, so after that, it went to someone that was, I forget, an editor. And the editor came back and said, I would have to rewrite this whole book. And that's when Max said, I'd rather have the book sound like Robert than sound like a, I don't know, some kind of novel or something from someone that really.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's the short story to it.
The reason I ask, it's just so good. It flows so good. I mean, for me, you know what I mean? It's simple to read. And I just, like you said, I can't put it down. So, so I really love it. And I was just wondering how because it just, I don't know, very inspirational, really good. I'm highlighting stuff. You know what I mean? When you really get good books, you highlight things so that you can go back over it. So I just wanted to share that. Thanks a lot. That's it. But love and appreciate you.
Made my day. I love and appreciate you. And, nowadays, all the stuff that Matt's doing with AI, to think that you could take audios of your story and then instantaneously have it put into a story form. And so right now, people are there's, I don't know if you guys know of the website called Create Space, but Create Space, I believe, is what it's called. Maybe they changed the name, but every one of you could actually upload and put a book online that you could give away for free in a matter of hours. And it's free. So this whole concept about you got to do the book and then do all this stuff and then do all this stuff. And then you got to get a certain amount of copies because you want to get them at a discount. You can put a book on Create Space and have it live on Amazon instantaneously.
Wow.
And so from there, you find someone that can do an audio version of it. But now with Matt playing around with AI, you could pick a voice and have someone do your audio book and then upload that to audiobook. So now Coach Bob has his book on Amazon. He also has the audio book on Audible. And then with the new technology of AI, now you just submit it. And you got, by the way, Coach Bob's book is in Spanish. It's also in Hungarian. And it's
isn't it crazy, Robert? Oh,
yeah. Yeah, it is. We live in a pretty amazing world.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to reading your book.
Thanks again, Robert. Really love and appreciate you, brother.
I love and appreciate you too, Bob. I'm not joking either, man.
I'll work on it.
Yeah. Now, Matt uses AI to summarize and get the highlights out of each one of the videos that I'm doing.
I like all the old ones he did. He put a whole bunch of your old stuff. I think that's old stuff, right?
It's not only old stuff, but they're getting 4,000 views in like 24 hours. It's I
saw that. Nuts. It's crazy.
It is. So Matt, thank you very much. You guys look at the views. Matt's
no problem.
Matt's getting close to 500,000 views on our YouTube channel. It's like
he's doing a great job. Yeah.
Thank you, Craig. I know Craig does things behind the scenes. So he makes sure to grab those and put them on our other social media. So Yeah, it's a group effort for sure. But Bob, I'm proud of you, man.
Thanks.
Bob, thank you so very, very much. I'm going to skip over Lisa Marie because I want to talk to her. I'm sending her a message in the chat. So hang on, Lisa Marie. Tom Booth, let's go ahead and go over to you. Please unmute yourself and share with us.
All right. Well, thank you, Craig, and thank you, Robert. And that last little comment just pops in my mind. It's very interesting because I have a number of people want me to write a book about my journey in opera, and also my family's journey, the family that took a chance and adopted me and 5 other children, and the experience we went through and where they came from. But that's a lot of writing. I just have to take a year off in Jamaica with a typewriter.
Yeah, I would say, honestly, I would say is that, do them in audios or do it in a video. If you guys think about it right now, Lisa Marie's got a good head start on everyone. If you would just figure out something that you're passionate about talking about, and just start dumping on video after video after video after video. Because what people all of a sudden think, they go, oh my God, 50 hours. And I know Matt knows the right thing. You guys can research on this. But what it means to be a book other than a pamphlet is a certain amount of pages.
Like a novella. A novella is like 130 pages, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
There's different versions of it. I posted pseudowrite.com if anyone's interested in writing a book or a novel. This is a tool that is AI assisted, and it will like speed up your novel writing process quite a bit. It does cost money, but if you look into it, if your barrier has always been, I never have enough time to do this or get my story down, here's a tool that can exponentially help with that. And then you could just rewrite the parts that you want and share the parts that you want. It's very helpful, I've heard. So
yeah, and a lot of people, Tom, don't know how to write in that hero's journey theme kind of thing, right? So you'll find out that if you talked about a certain part of your life, and you could just say, my journey, you know what I mean? And all you do is get on at the same time every day, record a YouTube video. Sometimes you might feel like 3 minutes. Sometimes you might feel like 30, maybe sometimes you feel like an hour. But it's pretty interesting that 100 days of you doing a video every day would disappear so fast it would blow your mind. And if they average 30 minutes, that's now 50 hours of video you have. So now you got all that video. Now what you can do is use the programs to find the highlights of your story. And then now what you got is a way to be able to put it all together. And now all of a sudden you allow AI to say, I need this to read easier. I need this to read in a certain way. But we're living in a day and age where, again, just like I've tried to do my whole career, Tom, is I've tried to get rid of everyone's excuses for not being the best version of themselves.
Yeah, that's a great mission right there.
Yeah, it's just like, let's figure out the things that are mentally blocking you that stops you from being the best version of you.
Yeah, I've always felt one of the reasons we're here is just to fulfill our destiny. It's like not just about how much money can I make. You need money as a tool, like toilet paper. We need it.
Yep, Tom. There's a scripture. By my fruit you will know them. And then that little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine, let it shine. I truly believe that every one of us, if you want to know your mission, your purpose, your passion, is to consistently be the best version of you to inspire other people to be the best version of themselves.
Yeah, that's a good thing to strike for.
Yeah.
And question every day, am I really living today the best version of myself, or am I coasting along, or what am I doing? Well,
I truly believe, Tom, that the biggest thing that's inside of us that we all struggle with is this whole concept that we just don't think we're enough. But people don't realize that your story, your voice, your journey is an inspiration to people that are living their journey. So Tom's story is not going to be super impressive to some people, but it's going to be life-changing to others. And so now I'm like going to myself, especially with YouTube, is that, you know, if YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, then it's not my thought that I need to be sharing video on YouTube to be a people pleaser. I need to just pray that the people that need to hear my story find my story and goes, for the love of God, if that guy can do it, so can I.
Definitely, it is an inspiring story. But you know, you're a very smart guy. You've always been a smart guy, even when when you were. If you have to be a smart guy to be a good mechanic, like you were. That's not everyone has that mechanical genius, and
Right.
like I can do music, but you raise a hood and I said, yeah, I guess that's the engine. So I just
Yeah.
walk away.
The same thing I would do if you handed me an instrument.
And
I used to, have you ever heard this joke, Tom? It's like a guy said one time to me, and this is when I was young, man. And I was actually working for Roger Penske, and the radio was on. There was some kind of song playing. I was just in focused on what I was doing, but apparently I was singing along. And he comes up to me and he goes, "My God, you should sing for money." And I was like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah, because you can't sing for shit."
Oh, that's funny.
It's like one of those moments where he brought me to an ultimate high and then dropped me.
That's funny. And well, thankfully I haven't had that review yet. But
because you're a good singer, there's no one that ever brought that joke to you.
I don't know. I mean, it makes me afraid to go on stage now. So,
So I used to tell people I couldn't carry a tune if it had a handle on it. You know what I mean? It's just, hey, so we're some of us are gifted with other gifts. And do I believe that I could learn from someone that knew how to teach people? I do.
There's always different gifts and talents. And we got a little sidetracked from my question, which is not earth shattering. I had just a basic thing. I know right now we talked this morning on that Super Saturday about recruiting, prospecting, sponsoring based on our
Isn't it interesting?
sponsoring. And so I've been thinking about that in terms of, you talk about how hard you work. So some things I've run across, like the Bill Britt example, he showed the plan to 1,200, ended up really about 11 were serious and one made him a millionaire.
Yeah.
I know there's a guy in Jet, used to be in Manatech. He bought 10,000 leads, called like 3,000 of them, signed up 27 of them out of 3,000. And I know that Brian Carruthers has said if he calls 100 people, he gets 2. It's really, I'm thinking the percentages, even with quality prospects, is probably 1 or 2% who actually come aboard. And I didn't know, with your method of, reaching out with the gift, and can you do me a favor, something on that line, just the right time, right person.
I know for a fact, because I've tried leads. We even ran ads in the old days where we could actually, put ads in newspapers. And I would put in there like giant bold printing as big as I could get it, unbelievable. And then I would put ex auto mechanic, now makes 6 figures a year, no experience necessary, looking for 5 people, call. You know what I mean?
Right.
And oh my God, I easily 400 or 500 calls from running an ad like that. Out of the 400, I would say that around 100 would say that they would show up. Out of the 100, it was always 40 that would actually show up. Out of the 40, 12, 13 would actually do something. And then after 12 or 13 would sign up and actually purchase product. Sometimes you would get 1 out of that batch. And why marketing is such a mystery. Like Jim Rohn says, if I were you, I wouldn't take that class. Some people want to know the numbers. And we would put an ad in the paper, same section, every Sunday, just like clockwork. We would do it. And then a Sunday would come out. We would be there Sunday night, early Monday morning to go through them and get like 70 calls. 35 would schedule, 30 would show up, 22 would get in. And it was like, you know what I mean? And then you do it the very next Sunday, not even trying to look at holidays or whatever. But marketing is a mystery. And it's pretty interesting that you brought this up, Tom, because the only uniqueness that I believe that I and others that are successful have is we do have the faith and belief that we're going to find another Tom. It's not right. If it's going to happen, we don't care if we're making the journey to wherever the pot of gold is at the end of the rainbow, because the pot of gold is really freaking there.
Obviously.
So if you notice people, whether it's Matt or Adler or myself or Brian Crothers, you know, Brian and Matt both were underneath me in ACN. It's like the people that get it, that just know, and that's why they don't count the stuff that doesn't matter.
Right.
I've used this in so many of my trainings, Tom, as if I said, well, Tom, you know, you definitely love music and you definitely love, you know, singing and playing musical instruments. If I were to interview you, how many hours do you think you practiced?
When I was full-time in my career, 6 hours a day.
So
that was my schedule.
6 hours a day, but did you do it?
That's my own work, not the theater.
Did you do it 7 days a week?
Probably 5. You know, I'd take some days off. You have to rest, but between memorizing and learning the music, you just had to have a set schedule and just grind through it till it got easy.
Do you believe that when you grinded through it, did you do it with an attitude of sort of like, I'm going to nail this?
Yeah, always. I just believe like, I'll get it. I don't know when, but I knew I was going to get it.
There's the magic right there, Tom. is people want to hear the numbers. They want to look for a stat. They want to be able to say, how long does it take me to do a person? And then what they want to do is they want to go through the hours and the people as a task. You know, Robert just said, if I went through 1,000 people or 2,000 people, then I'm going to be a millionaire. So I hate this. I don't want to get good at this. I'm probably the person that will go through 1,998.99 people before I find someone. See, they're not going into doing the do with a state of excitement, attitude, and faith that it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's a good extra thing to add. I remember Joshua answered you. You asked him how many did he talk to. He said, I don't know, because you're focusing on the ones that say yes, not the ones that said no.
I actually feel as I'm moving sand in the sandbox that I'm just getting closer and closer to a diamond or a piece of gold. I always am.
That's a good way to just look at it like that. We do. I mean, you do say spend less time with more people, which does presume going through some numbers, but it's the attitude of the quest.
Yes. And it's funny when we talk about, you know, if I gave you a treasure map, you know, there's always going to be the same groups of people. There's one group of people that are not going to believe in the treasure map, but they're going to say this is BS and they're done. There's other people that are going to follow the treasure map, and then they're going to get discouraged, frustrated, overwhelmed because of their unrealistic expectations.
Well, the other thing I think about is not only my journey, but when people come in their journey, what's going to help them stay on the path, feel accomplished, feel successful, rather than like, well, I got one, so good luck, buddy. You know, it's like, no, I've got to be their guide, not their leader, but you know,
and I tell people this is how Tom, have you ever received a check from MDC?
Yes, not enough.
Yeah, but that's not true.
That's my fault.
Yeah, but to steal what you just said is not true. Because there's people that I know of that would have loved to get paid what you got paid in MDC. In fact, they're praying for it every day. And people will go, Robert, it's $7. No, I know a lot of people that if you said you'd give them $7, it would change their life today.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So that's the attitude. See what I mean? It's like, you know, and it's not by coincidence that I consistently build large groups in the poorest countries in the world. Is because I'm just not trying to close them for $800.
Right. That's true.
It's like I'm trying to get a payday in their pocket.
Yeah, that's a great start any way, shape, or form.
And so you with confidence, feeling enough, can say to people, the one thing that I can share with you to do is I can show you how to get a payday. I know how to get you a payday.
Okay. Just tell them that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it is very easy. We have weekly pay. They can get it within a week, and it might be pretty soon they'll get it in a day. So
amen, Tom. Amen.
That happens. Yeah. But I love your attitude about in the music I knew. Of course, a lot of times I had a deadline. You know, I was working
Right.
like you had to have that thing learned by a certain date, no matter what. And there's usually a really good fee attached to it. So I would not let that, not miss that opportunity. But yeah, I need to have that same attitude. I would like to have some kind of a deadline, but you can't force it with prospecting, I don't think. But maybe you can, by belief, you can get quicker. Go ahead.
Tom, again, the professor, if people really knew that my goal was to create a vision and a daydream for somebody to get them emotionally involved with it so much that I get them to get the confidence in me to help them connect me with the very best people they know. That is my magic. My magic is taking, and this sounds judgmental, but that's the way I learned it. But that whole phrase, every zero knows a hero, every stud knows a stud. And so when I tell people all the time when they're doing their prospecting, looking for someone to sponsor, to work with, and they're consistently running in their mind, people that either won't sign up as an affiliate, or when they do sign up as affiliate, they do nothing. I get results out of those people. So the reason that we ran ads, Tom, is people would come down. The people that were answering ads were broke. They were looking for a job. You couldn't get any money out of them. So when Sean introduced me to my mentor, I didn't have any money. But he did the theoretical plan with me to get me to dream that I put him in front of the best person I knew, which was Rick. And when Rick came down, he had money, time, and influence. So when he looked at it, he just went, why wouldn't I start at the top? That's a no-brainer. Well, now Bill had to convince me whether or not I wanted to get paid off of him and whether or not I wanted to get paid the maximum off of him. That's how he got a free person, excited to give him the best person he knew, so then he could upsell me on not losing money from Rick. And the rest is history.
That was a big challenge on your end,
Yes,
to step up to that.
Yeah. And it was, there's no way that I would have pawned my toolbox if I didn't believe in my mentor's ability to convince people that they could do this.
Yeah.
That they were going to get a result.
Yes, it's quite a wonderful story in any case, but
yeah,
that's a good example.
And I think a lot of people miss that. So they bring people in, and I say this all the time, what do poor, lazy, unmotivated people have in common? They all know people that are not.
Yeah. They do.
So how can you share with them the benefits of introducing me to a person like that?
Okay. That they would
And
get a
so,
payday.
yeah. And
Is that
nowadays, now with the brand bucks, you know what I mean? I can get someone in for free, go through a theoretical plan with them, get them jacked out of their mind, get them to talk to about their chicken list. And as soon as their chicken list looked at this and got involved, I could say to them, do you know if we find a way for you to buy brand bucks, you're going to get paid one generation off that person's residual check. And usually that's when I'm showing my back office and someone's going like, God, he made $52,000 residual. So what's 30% of that?
15,000
Yeah.
approximately, you know.
So now if I give them an incentive to introduce me to people that they know, knowing if that person made money with this company that they're financially taken care of, you can motivate a zero.
Yeah, that's
And sometimes you got to go back to them on a monthly basis to remotivate them. But I think that every one of you would agree, if this was possible, everyone that you guys have enrolled for free, what if all of them just gave you 2 leads?
yeah.
No, we hear, Robert, how do you motivate your team to go out and do something? They don't want to do anything. You didn't give them a reason to do anything.
Yeah, I've seen that scenario. So that it's more than just 2 leads. How about two contacts, 2 referrals?
Yeah.
They know. I mean, they are leads, but like,
Yeah, when I tell the story about Kristen Woodman making over 300 grand with MDC because she introduced me to Deanna Stevenson, Phil Stevenson, I cannot think of another person she introduced me to. I got her, who's the best person that you know? And when you're motivating someone like that, why wouldn't you say, do you know that this is direct sales, network marketing, right? Who is the person that you know that's done the best at direct sales? Who's the person that you know that's the best affiliate marketer that you know? Oh, Coach Bob. Well, why would you say Coach Bob? I get 3 emails from him a day. That guy is on top of the leader. You know, it's like, so, you know, that's how you find people. You find people that go, are you really honestly trying to tell me no one's ever approached you on a home-based business? Oh, no, I've been approached. Has anyone ever shared with you what they've made? Yeah, there was this one guy named Tom. Great, let's reach out to Tom and see if there's anything we could say or do to get him to take a serious look at what we're doing. Wait a minute, is that all you're going to say to Tom? Yeah, other than I asked, you know, Bob if he knew anyone that he really respected, and he said, you need to contact Tom Booth. So based on Bob's recommendation, Tom, I would like to share with you a little bit of information. And I know for a fact, when you know all the story and the documentation, you're going to know people that we can help.
yeah, it's powerful. that unless they're already dead.
Yeah, you know what's so fun about what I do is that there's still people that question it that won't do it. But if I ever do it directly to them, they go, yeah, that felt good. I could see where that would work. It's not one time where they go, you know, that wouldn't work on me.
Wow.
Yeah. So things like giving people flowers is what they call it today. You know, so Tom, I don't care how much of a professional you are and how long you've done it. When I watch a video of you, it gives me chills.
Yeah.
And I could go, you do know I'm buttering you up, right? And people
Yeah.
go, yeah, but it still feels good.
It
Did
still
you see
feels good.
the other videos that impressed you?
Well, it validates somebody else,
Yeah.
stroke their ego.
But here's the funny thing. Have you ever had someone try to stroke your ego that you knew they were playing you?
Occasionally, it's
Yeah.
I lived in New York too long. It's like, are you talking to
Yeah.
me? So,
Yeah, it's that thing that we all don't want to admit that we have,
but yeah.
because we're too logical, and that's called feelings. So sometimes someone says something to us and you go, yeah, they're just setting me up. That's all they're doing. They're going to ask me for a favor, or they're going to ask me for something. And then when someone says it genuinely, guess what? Because it's an emotion and feeling, we can't shake it off. I used to tell my team all the time, I'm going to fear or loss you, which today's society calls FOMO, fear of missing out. And I just can't tell you, Tom, how much fun Terry and I are going to have on our birthday in Jamaica. And it's not going to be the same without you, Tom.
It won't be.
So you got to be there, man.
Yeah, it's
I don't want to be posting pictures on social media and send you a picture just saying, I wish you were here.
It's a big motivation. But I agree with that.
Excuse me, hang on. What's the qualifications for the Jamaica trip again?
Not very high,
No. People are people. And as long as we don't expect people to be more than people, it's always people doing people things. But we get pissed off because people do people things.
Well, once you're there with all the people that are going to be there, it's going to be more than just a vacation. It's going to be a mind-blowing event. So
I love what Davis Caselli said today. He said, man, this is going to be an incredible family reunion. It really is. It's going to be a celebration. And yeah, it's going to be fun. It's neat. My wife, really said something nice to me. They were showing, every time they show a qualifications for a mastermind or a trip of the year or whatever, Terry said to me, they showed the qualifications. And she goes, do you know all the years that we've been doing this? I've never sat in a training where they've given away a trip and I look at the qualifications knowing that we're already qualified for it. And I went, yeah.
yeah, you're already there.
Yeah, it's neat for them to draw up all these crazy things, and people are going, $250K, and I get $2,000 in cash and $2,000 on my airlines, and everything's paid for. Man, wouldn't that be awesome? And my wife and I look at it and go, that's awesome. They're giving us another trip and another $4,000. That's freaking awesome.
It's an awesome business, and just before I go, because I know we got Lisa and John waiting. I can tell you, just in my previous career, interesting way of being set up. I had started my career as a baritone, and I sang at the Met as a baritone, and went to Europe. Then I came back and was having to re-audition at the Met. So I auditioned, and they seemed really excited, and they said, "Can you come back in about 35 minutes? We have someone else we want to hear you." I thought, oh, that's good. And so then I came back and I sang for that person, and they said, "Oh, it's like we got somebody else we want to hear you." And I thought, "Oh, it's going good." So then I come back in, and they have that person sing, and then they said, "We'll be done about 5. Can you come to my office at 6?" And I thought, wow, I must really, climbed up the ladder. So I go into the office, and I'm thinking like, man, I've got a new contract. And so he says, well, Tom, I just want to confirm what I originally thought. I had 3 different people hear you, and there's no way that we could ever hire you back as a baritone. And I'm thinking like, you kept me here all afternoon to tell me you can't hire me back. And they said, but what we think you're a tenor, and we want to hear you again in 4 months, and we want you to work on this music, come back and sing on stage for James Levine. And that's what I did. And then they hired me as a tenor, but they had me set up
Wow.
I was thinking I'm
Talk
going
about
up, and
uh,
then
yeah, a high to a low. I
you know,
just see that makes me feel alive, Tom.
yeah, it was a good moment over time, but during the process, it's like up and down. It's like, where's this going?
Yeah,
You
I think
know,
that people always look, and Matthew and I have had conversations about this. People look at their entire life when they were, you know, uh, in the worst state of mind and the worst state of feeling in their lives. And there's no way that the high would be higher without them telling you, hey, you're not the person. But
it was a shocker.
yeah, it's I keep telling people all the time. It's like the reason that the lows are lows is because the joy of the highs are much sweeter. I'm sure there's some philosopher that wrote that out, that the reason that the victories are so sweet is because of all the downfalls.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you for
They're
sharing.
they're the stepping stones. Sometimes the downfalls are the stepping stones to the higher. You don't see it that way. You just figure it's one more aggravation, but it really is the path.
Yeah, but it was like there was a saying that people used to say that were more corporate than me. And they would say, man, I was great at climbing the corporate ladder. They just kept putting it on the wrong frickin' building.
Oh my.
And I'm going like, it's like, man, I've been the top of that corporate ladder. That's Craig. Ever since I've known Craig, he's had some kind of executive function with the top people in the company. And it's like, they just keep pushing the ladder over on Craig. It's like
I know the feeling.
we all do. We all do. So
all right, thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Love and appreciate you, man.
It was beautiful. Thank you, Robert. And
Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa and John, for waiting. And I'll move aside.
You're step aside. Please step aside. Appreciate you, Tom.
Thank you so much, Tom. Appreciate you. All right. Moving right along, Lisa Marie Cook and then John Tier. You're going to follow her. Now, let me ask you something, John. Are you okay? Because I see it looks like you're in your car. You're okay. Okay. I just want to make sure that we get him in because I know that, Lisa is right there. So thank you, Lisa, for the patience. Let's go ahead and move right on over to Lisa Marie Cook. Lisa, go ahead, unmute and share with us.
Hi, guys. So excited
Lisa
to
Marie.
be
How
here.
are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Blessed and highly favored as usual. I'm so excited. Do you ever have those days where, everything just goes really right? It
Yeah.
just feels so cool. I know you do. Yeah, I'm getting more and more of those. Super excited about that too. So, I'm on day 51 tonight, with the God memorandum. And,
How do you?
yeah, that's been, that's been really, really, really good. Okay. So anyway, I met a really nice gentleman recently, and he has not joined MDC yet. Although I think I've gotten pretty excited about our community. And so I'm super tickled he just got on here. We've been trying since the beginning of the show. And now I'm going to have to watch the whole thing over because I was totally distracted. And and there was so many good noodles going on. It was like, man. So I'm definitely going to have to watch it over again. But I wanted to introduce Oni ID. Oni, I'm going to totally batch it, and I sincerely apologize. A funny story. Can I tell you real quick, though? Because I asked him, I said, because we've been talking back and forth for a little while, and I asked him, I said, what can I call you? Because he, and he said, Barbatende Alexandros Oniide. So I'm like, some people you can call Butch or
Bob.
you know what I mean? Right.
Bob.
I thought he would give me a shortcut or a nickname, but he said no. So I meant no disrespect. I just thought that was funny, but I'm not trying to butcher your
No.
name.
Yeah, when you don't know how to enunciate someone's name, and I just asked them to do it for me. I said, "Will you enunciate the name for me?" And they said, they go, Ondionias Bobsta Alexandros. And I go, every time I make an effort, the people usually say, yeah, that's good enough. That was pretty damn close. Welcome on here.
Yeah, he's
praise
very
God.
nice. His daughter, he has 4 daughters, and one of them was baptized this weekend. In fact, he's been at convention. They call it convention for 3 days, and he just finished his 2nd day. So he's really dog tired, but he still wanted to hop on here because I told him I could introduce him to, and I could not give you enough praise. I mean, it's crazy. Well, I'm sure he can testify to how I talk about Robert. I don't know. I just got so fired up, and this is good practice for all of us too, because you know how when you get somebody that you're talking to, you know how you know that you got them, or how you know that you got them excited about this opportunity. You know how that makes you feel. And then I'm telling you what, I cannot shut the lips. I cannot. I just carry on and on and on because I know I've already got them. So now I want to tell all the good stuff.
Very cool. Well,
So
welcome, OBA.
I don't know if that's cool.
Welcome, OBA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm very grateful. Simply, you can call me Babsin, Babatunde.
Awesome.
I'm pretty sure
you can call me super affiliate. So welcome to the Ask Me Anything, and
you can call me Babatunde. I'm ready to be here.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I said I have a little problem getting onto your Zoom, but at last I make it to your Zoom.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, and I can't tell you, you're in great hands with Lisa Marie. She definitely knows how to build income, and your first step is just very simply becoming a free affiliate, so you get to understand how simple this business is.
Yes, sir.
What country are you in?
Yeah, I'm from Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria. I reside in Nigeria.
We have so many successful Nigerians in our business that are just they're making millions of naira a month. So we can show you all the between Coach Joshua and Joshua Daramella and Mosh. All of these people are just doing such a great job in Lagos. So it's not like you're the first person there that's actually doing it and making income. So, Lisa Marie, once you become an affiliate, she'll send you a link to show you Joshua and Coach Josh's interview. And we just follow those steps, and she can connect you with me. If you have any questions, I'll help you every step of the way.
Okay, sir. I'm very grateful. Yes, sir. Nice meeting you, sir.
Nice to meet
God
you,
bless
and
you.
have a great night. I know it's late there, so have a good night.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Right.
I'm very grateful.
I'm tickled that he wanted to hop on here. I knew he didn't really have a question, but anyway, thank you, Robert, for all that you do. You are amazing. I wanted him. Why I'm super excited he got into this Zoom is because I wanted him to see the camaraderie that and the support, the community that we.
Yeah, the family that we have, the support.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So,
well, thank you, Lisa Marie. I love you. I love you.
I love you too.
I love your determination in making sure that he got on here. That's impressive.
Yeah, and now I got 2 hours, but that's all right. I look forward to every word.
Hey,
So, all right. Thanks for
people that don't
taking the time.
Lisa, the people that don't understand the feeling that you're having right now, they're people that give up and quit. So I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Lisa Marie, thank you so very much. Babatunde, welcome to the group, and we're glad to have you with us. Thank you. Everybody say wave hi to Babatunde. Very good. All right, moving right along, John Tier. Thank you so much for your patience, my friend. Go ahead, unmute, and share with us.
All right, can you hear me?
Sure can. Downtown John Tier. Oh, what happened? Muted?
You okay? How's that? Can you still hear me now?
Yep, can hear you.
Okay.
I see you're in your mobile. I see you're in your mobile office.
Yes, of course. Always on the go. Man, this that meeting this morning, I didn't know we were going to be in a sales meeting.
Yeah. I'm the one person that still blows Terry and I away. If any one of you have personally met Dr. Dana McGrady, she is just a freaking rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
She's just a rainbow. And I mean, she's just so, she's just love, just so much love. So every time Terry and I have met her, she just goes out of her way to make us feel special. She's just, and so we had that thing with The View where I got to be happy, you know what I mean? And she was Snow White. And that sort of drove a little deeper thing with us, pretty funny. And then, so she reached out to me and she said, would you please come on to the Super Saturday? I think I've only been asked once since I've been in the company. And I said, yeah, I'll jump on there. And it's fun for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I just get to see the other thoughts and the approaches and stuff like that. And, it was so funny when I talk about sometimes overtraining people, the slides that Hannah put up there for someone that's dyslexic and also trying to follow that, it was like, I'm glad that she did it. There's some people that I think that once we get the recording to it, I might even tell them to watch that. I just know that I'm pretty good at this industry and I couldn't duplicate that. The things that she was asking me to do, it was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? And so that's why I keep reverting back to the simplest way to get someone results, because I know that builds excitement, builds faith, builds belief, and then they'll duplicate that. So yeah.
Yep. Robert, you are such a blessing and you are so insightful. And it's very, very easy for people to miss the simplicity or the simple things that you do that get results, that it seems to go over most people's heads because they are almost like in a job mentality and not realizing it. Yeah. Because it's like, okay, sell and we get money, sell and we get money. And that was even Mr. Todd. Oh yeah, I leave with the business, but then you close with, here's the package you should start with.
Yeah. And one of the things that I found out, you become who you hang around. We all know that a lot of us would be willing to admit, maybe not in a nice way, that we act different around certain people or certain groups of people, right?
Yeah.
What I think is so hilarious is that when I'm in a mastermind with a group of leaders, they just cannot stop talking about how simple and duplicatable everything has to be. So that makes me realize that that's the influence that they think of me. You know, that if I'm talking, it's like, oh my God, here's that simple guy. And it's like, you know, so if you're around just them, they would send you their black book of scripts. But if they're on the same Zoom as me, it's like, listen, you really don't need scripts. As like, so I thought the common theme that everyone was willing to admit is when you look at people like John Malott, you look at me, it's like, wait a minute, you could just be a freaking ball of fire and be enthusiastic. And my mentor used to say this, and I never understood it until I became more mature in this industry. And he goes, Robert, listen, if you start yourself on fire, people will come from everywhere to watch you burn.
Yeah.
I was going like, you know, me, simple person, right? I'm going like, why in the hell would you ever start yourself on fire? I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me. You know, I can remember thinking that. So I do understand people being logical, an automotive engineer, that when first someone tries to share a theoretical with you, that your mind goes, okay, no, wait a minute. Why would I want to get in a sandbox? I don't want to get in a sandbox. I don't want to dig for sand. Listen, stupid. You know, I'm giving you an analogy. Well, could you give me an analogy or a parable that would make sense, like something that I would like to do? So I do know it takes a while for people to get through the concept. Well, say as little as possible, as many people as you can. Hi. I said hi to 1,000 people, and none of them got in. It's like, oh my God!
you made me think of a nursery rhyme. Jack and Jill went up the hill. Well, why did they do that? Why did they go up the hill? You know. So,
yeah, and I heard Jack and Jill went up the hill. They each had a quarter. When Jill came back, she had 50 cents. Do you think they went for water? Oh my God.
So,
see,
so
now you guys know how twisted my mind is.
Man, one question I had, and you talk about it quite often, and is unrealistic expectations. And so I think my question is, what kind of expectations should we have? You know, we hear all these success stories, and sometimes when our success doesn't mirror what it is, we think, well, how come that? And then we say, well, maybe we're having unrealistic expectations.
Now, I'll tell you exactly how that works for me and how I know that works for others. Is if John Tier, even with his wife and his children's help, could design a perfect day for the Tier family, I mean, just go crazy, right? And you really put it all down in detail. It's just to understand that perfect day for the Tier family would be unlike any other family on the planet. It's that unique. So when you know your DNA is unique, when you know that you should claim your uniqueness,
right?
You don't want your perfect day to be like anybody else's.
Right.
I want to experience my perfect day. I don't care if other people like the mountains. I don't care if other people want to stay on a boat for 6 months. See, when you really get close to people, John, you'll find out that there's some stuff that you like that people are going, there isn't anything in my life that would desire that part of my day. Whatever it is. It might be something that you're, like you love sunsets, and other people are going like my wife. It's like, isn't there one of those every day? You know what I mean? It's like, it's like we drove by the Grand Canyon, no exaggeration, probably 100 times. And she's one of those people like in, Chevy Chase's deal where he walks up and goes, "Yep, there it is. Get your ass back in the car."
Big hole in the ground.
There's a hole in the ground, right? And so what's unique about that, John, is that if you consistently on a day-to-day basis are having some kind of emotional heightening and feeling based off you thinking about phase 4, 3 years from now, of the Tier family experiencing that, or John experiencing something that keeps us in the day-to-day place where I tell people this, even though they're not involved in network marketing. If you looked at your life 5 years ago, do you sort of look at yourself as an individual, John, as being in a better place now than you were 5 years ago?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So that means that in 3 years from now, John's life is going to be very uniquely different.
Right.
So if we can constantly be thinking and emotionally attached to our own vision, we'll stop thinking about comparing our unrealistic expectations to other people. Because we're so in, it's like you work on that and practice that and continue to get better at visualization and very, seeing it and feeling it and smelling it and hearing it. And you just keep working on that emotional part of what you want to accomplish. And me saying this to you, John, you're always asked great questions, just incredible questions, because it pulls it out of me. That's when it makes sorting so much simpler, because you got such a vision of what you want to create for you and your family that when someone says, "John, you ever think about going to New York instead of Vegas?" Not a second in the frickin' day. So now when other people are trying to throw distractions at you, they feel to you like a distraction.
That has been happening because I've noticed that my posture has changed the more focused I am.
Yes.
People will say, "Oh, would you look at this?" I just go, "Nope."
Yep.
I mean, it's just, and it's so quick.
Yes.
The
curiosity doesn't come up. You know what I mean? So when I was immature in this profession, someone says, "Have you ever heard of this company?" "No, I haven't." "Why?" "What is it? What is it doing?" You know what I mean? And it's like, I learned this kind of thing, from, you can have unrealistic expectations about a relationship, or you could just always be grateful and appreciative. And you'll notice that if you are always grateful and appreciative, I'm going to blow your guys' mind right here. Totally blow your mind. You can have the most intimate, mind-shattering moments with people that you love when no one else has ever thought of. So we all hear of this thing. Wow, look at, they've been married for 40, 50 years. The way she looks at him, the way he looks at her. And when they say, "Oh my God, I'm more in love with her now than I ever have been, and she's more beautiful to me than she was when I met her." See, people don't understand that because the people that say that are not stimulating their vision anywhere else. See, they're not spending all day looking at, people in filters. You know what I mean? Because you can actually get your mind in a wrong place where now you're going like, listen, my life is pretty boring.
It's really interesting, Robert, when people, just out and out pitch me, I've gone from be like, now to like, I say, you know what, thank you so much for thinking of me. And I said, but I'm focused on the best opportunity for me. And wishing you all the success you deserve.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that is what I do. and there's sometimes one other compliment that I'll throw in, and it's not made up. I'll say, I have 20,000 active people in my group right now. And I can tell you right now, I wish they were all as bold and brave and professional as you are. It's just not the right timing for me. The other one that I might say, so that really builds them up. You know what I mean? Right. They're going, well, thank you. And I said, so, now that you gave someone a sincere compliment, they're always open to a suggestion. And I always will ask permission. And I say, now doing this industry for 37 years, I can help you get better with your sorting process if you would allow me. And they always come back and go, you just complimented me. How could I make it better? And just say, listen, when you know that you're talking to somebody that's involved in a relationship already, just get straight to the point. Just say, I seen your profile, wow, congratulations on your success. Is there anything I could say or do to get you to take a serious look at what I'm doing? And every one of them came back and went, boy, that would allow me to sort faster. And I said, yeah, the hi, where are you from? How you doing? Listen, just get to the point. People that are busy and are focused with priorities will appreciate it.
Because you know what? That's what I do.
Yeah.
Like when I'm making this, I've made this kind of switch of, the people that I'm at about 3,200 friends right now, 3,220, something like that. And I had decided that I would take the last couple of thousand and make sure that they were people outside of the network marketing industry.
Bingo.
And that's what I've been focusing on. So even when I go into those, different types of groups, like I said, I never have to sign up for the group. I just hit the people. And then I go down and find the members that are in common. But I specifically look for people who are not like internet marketers or, because I had the first couple of like that. Then I said, now I'm going to switch because I'm just looking for ordinary people who can lead me to ordinary people.
Yeah, when you realize that every successful person in network marketing was once a person that didn't know what the hell it was.
Right.
That to me still is mind-boggling. So you look at the John Herenzma or the Jefferson Santos or the Candace Bird Davis or Robert Hollis. You look at all the people that you wish you had in your organization. Every one of them at one time went, what? I don't even know what an entrepreneur is.
Right.
What's a downline? What's an upline? What's a sponsor? And again, we were talking at the beginning of this, John, where, when the first time that someone said, is this one of those pyramid things? I had never heard that phrase. And I'm going, and I didn't mean to say this. And everyone watched me say this because of being naive. And everyone went, oh my God, that is the best response to an objection ever. And they said, is this one of those pyramids? And I went, it can't be. And they go, really? And I said, there is absolutely nothing that I've ever seen in this company that would make me think that it was a pyramid. Because no one ever gave me that theoretical example before. Are you getting, someone said, well, is that like a chain letter? I don't think that there's very many young people that know what a chain letter is. Because they go, is that something you get in the mail?
Yeah, right.
When they came out, yes, it was.
Okay. Right, right.
The funniest one I've ever gotten in my life, by the way, is a person sent me an envelope and I opened it up and it was $1. There was $1 in there. And I opened it up and it said, I can show you how to make $1 million. And it says you open up a P.O. box and then you send 2 million letters to people asking them for $1 for your proof on how to make $1 million. And I went, I don't think 50% would respond back. And then I took the $1 that he gave me and I sent it back to him. And I never thought of that. He probably sent out like 100 letters, right? And then people sent them back and he probably opened them up on screen. Look at all these letters that sent me. There's another $1. There's another $1. And it's like, we're all just sending it back to him. You know, I think he even had a self-addressed stamped envelope in there. So you had no reasons not to put the mail me my $1 back. I'll do that. So now I feel bad because I just know that I got 50% of the people on here off track. Hey, I watched your video. You're Ask Me Anything. How many envelopes should I get? And it's like, oh, John. Well, we're going to let you go. I love and appreciate you, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're amazing. Craig, let's go ahead and close her out.
John, thank you so very much. Appreciate you, my friend. And just appreciate everybody for participating in today's Ask Me Anything. Love each and every one of you. If you want to save the chat for YouTube, the chat is already there in the chat. There's links that are there, and they will also be part of the description below the video as soon as we are done. For those of you watching on YouTube, it's very simple to save the chat, and that's going down to the chat box. There's 3 little dots. Click on those and then click on Save Chat. At the conclusion of this video, that information in the chat will download to your computer, and the links are all there. Everything that's in Zoom is in YouTube. So we thank you. Thank the participants in today's Ask Me Anything: James Saunders, Jody Falcon, Coach Bob Johnson, Lisa Marie Cook, Baba Tunde, Tom Booth, John Tier, and got to give it up to Matt Hollis. Matthew, bless you. Thank you so much for being our executive producer and for putting this whole thing together. We love you and we appreciate you. And we do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us and be a part of this Ask Me Anything. As we conclude, I'm going to go ahead and open up the room so that everybody can say so long. Until next time, please be good to yourselves, be cash, and bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey, thanks, Robert.
Till next week.
Thanks, Craig.
You're wonderful people.
Sunday,
Thank you
Alejandro.
for the information.
Thank you so much, Robert and Craig and Matthew.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bob.
Bye.
That had to have been
Bye.
Tom. Thank you, Tom.
Hey, Tom. Nice voice there, buddy.
With love.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Dennis. By the way, I love the angle of your camera along with Jerome's. I just. Hey, BB. Hey.
I love you.
Erlene. Thank you, Melody.
Thank you.
Danielle.